Madam Speaker, this is committee recommendation. Madam Speaker, the committee meant the following recommendation based on observation. The department should ensure adequate budget allocation and the timely disbursement of funds to fund halting development work. For instance, the budget for installation of water tanks to harvest and store water and such other projects like drilling and the repair of bores. 2, the evaluation of RRI dams. At the department to conduct proper water mapping and feasibility studies before implementing water programs. The department should also ensure that proper survey is done for all the public water resources done by the county government to ensure that the land is not encroached by the individuals and vice versa. Where possible, the department should ensure that the dams are done on marked public lands that has been surveyed and the beacons marked to clearly show the size of the dam. These dam spans out to be fenced to ensure public safety. Improved project oversight. The department should enforce quality control in the dams, in the dam and weir construction, and all the water projects checked by qualified engineer, repaired or rebuilt properly. The contractor should be held responsible for the poor work and follow-up plans put in the place to make sure work's well done. Powering of bores. The committee recommends that the department ensure that the bores are solar powered to ease the burden of huge electricity bills owed to Kenya Power. This will ensure continuous pumping of water from the bores without burdening the public. Bores drilling transparency. The department should provide detailed reports and audits for the bores drilling expenditures and ensure bores are fully equipped and operational, not just capped. Number 6, ring capacity optimization. The department should ensure that all the drilling rings that are serviceable are serviced to maximize utilization of all machinery in the drilling of new bores. Reticulation strategy. Number 7, the department ought to prioritize areas with acute water shortage, reticulation plans, and also monitor the usage and distribution of water tanks to ensure equity and accountability. Routine management. The department should schedule regular maintenance and technical audit for all water infrastructure to sustain functionality. Public participation. Number 9, there is need for the department to involve the locals in terms of public participation to locate suitable site for setting up the bores, dams and wells to ensure sustainability of such projects and to promote ownership by the locals. Number 10, drilled and cut bores. There is need for the department to provide adequate budgets in the subsequent financial year for the equipping of the existing bores and water reticulation. Conclusion. Honorable Speaker, water is a very precious commodity to households, industries, and wildlife. It is a natural resource whose access should be promoted by all during this era of climate change. Projects funded by public funds should be translated to better service and timely provision of service. Honorable Speaker, the County Assembly through its committee is watchdog of how county executive provide service to promote access of water to the residents of Machakos. It is against this background that the Water Committee prepared this report for consideration and adoption by the House. Madam Speaker, on behalf of committee, I wish to thank the Office of the Speaker and that of the clerk for facilitating the work of the committee. I also thank the members of the committee for their dedication in exercising their constitutional role of oversight. I also thank the secretariat who worked with the committee during the preparation of this report. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. At this point, may I invite members to debate the motion? It's your turn, members. Honorable Ngunga.
So thank you, Madam Speaker. I want to start by thanking the Chair Committee on Water for struggling to report on the issues of the department way back in 2022, 2023, 2 years from where we are. But nonetheless, I want to start my comments by what you said, that the County Assembly through its committee is a watchdog of how county executives provides services to promote access of water to the, it's a committee, the Assembly through its committees is a watchdog on now county executives provides services to promote access of water to the residents of Machakos. It is again this background that they prepared their report. So in other words, Honorable Chairman is acknowledging that the committee is a watchdog that is supposed to oversight and ensure that proper use of money is taken in consideration. However, I want to take him to 342. 342 is part of your report, and that's Chai Dam. Chai Dam happens to be a dam that is in my ward. That dam was done, and he acknowledges the honorable member through his committee and the report of this report to this house. He acknowledges that a whooping 39,246,316 shillings were allocated to this project, and through his own admission, he says that the committee was not satisfactory, the works that were done. When you talk about that 9 million, that is a lot of money. And as an area MCA, I also want to confirm that that work was shortly done. It was actually a project that was done during the rains, and I'm happy that they ascertained. This is one of the biggest location of monies, I think, in their department that was allocated that time. And I'm happy the committee acknowledges that there was not much was done. Through his own admission, he says that the committee was not satisfactory. So, Madam Speaker, sometimes I also sit down and ask myself, when committees bring reports to this house and themselves, in own admission, they say that they were not satisfied with what the department says, because they are the ones that are supposed to be, as agreed by himself, they are the ones that are supposed to oversight the department. So they carry reports to us, and they are bringing to us reports that they themselves know that they are not satisfactory to them, and they are bringing it to the house. Then I wonder what the house is supposed to do. Are we supposed to listen to these committees, and as he proposes that we adopt, then when we adopt, what happens? Because now, on his admission again, on page, and I want to be specific about him at this time round, on page 7, is it 7? No. Where you have a list of the projects that were undertaken, Mheshimiwa Chairman, where you started by Kwa Mulinge. There is one project there. These are desilting of the ones that you are calling small dams. There is one that you are calling Kwa Kamango. Kwa Kamango happens to be somewhere up the hills in Mua, in a sublocation called Mua. And other than allocating us, telling us how much money was spent on that place, you are telling us how much water you anticipated to capture. And you have a big list of volumes of water there, Mr. Chairman, where you are indicating that even 2 years, like in Magilingi in Yata, the desilting, I think whether was done, whether it's ongoing, but you indicated that's incomplete. And that is 2022-2023 report. Madam Speaker, then one wonders, when you bring in a report of 2022-2023, and you are bringing it to the house for us to be able to adapt, and you are telling us that project is incomplete, what are we supposed to do? Because sometimes I wonder. Now, in your own admission, number 2, Honorable Speaker, he says the committee conducted site visits to 9 of the above projects. You did that, and one of it that you conducted your site visit was in Mua, and you went to Kwa Kamango. And Mheshimiwa Chairman, you are saying some of the dams like Kwa Kamango were done on private land. Then I wonder, at what level do we commit? At what level do we commit public funds to public land? At what level do we have that engagement? Because, Mr. Chairman, then you'll have the honors of the explanation will be yours with the department. How we have so much land that is public in Mua. And one of the questions that I keep on asking myself, why is it that you would want to take a dam up the apex of the Mua? You know, Mua is a hilly place. Up the apex, and Mheshimiwa Helen will agree with me. That is where we do even hiking, at the top of the mountain, there, Mua. And then you are telling us that you did a dam over there. I went myself to see that dam because I got wind that there was some allocation of funds there, and I went there. From 2022, 2023, not even an iota of rain, not even a liter. One single liter of water has been able to percolate there because it's up the hills now. Now you are telling us to add injury, to insult, that was not even public land. And the department has been able to commit what? Money that is public to private land. Madam Speaker, I do not want a situation like the other time when we had the climate change report here.
Yes.
We had a climate change report here, and when the chairman gave the report, he ran outside there to call the public press, say that the organic bags, amniotic bags were not costing as much as we indicated in the house here. You know, we don't write these reports here. As we listen to the reports and they are brought to us and we look at the details that are here. So, Mr. Chairman, I would not want you now to run out there to say that this money was committed to public land, private land, when it's actually public money. I would want you to respond and tell us, through your initiative, what have you done when you realized public money has been committed to a private land? Because if you did that to me, I will fence off that. That is already a donation to me. Is that place accessible to the public? Can the public be able to access that water? Can they be able to access that facility? What an arrangement was reached between the owner of the land and the county government so that the county government could commit monies in a private land? That is the engagement that, Mr. Chairman, I would like us to take us that direction. And we need to be robust about this. We need to engage each other candidly. Because when, Madam Speaker, we ask you to give us an investigative arm of the assembly so that we dig further, those are the issues that come here. I do not even know, Mr. Speaker, Madam Speaker, he has been able to highlight how much money, rather how much water you expected to capture in those small dams here. But you have not been telling us how much money you spent. How would you be able to you are telling us These 600, 1,000, I don't know, what are they, cubic liters or what? What are they, millions or are they in 100? Mr. Chairman, if you look, you have said in one of your tabulations there, activity undertaken, then there is a capacity in Y. Me, this one I don't know, but there is one where you have tried Y in meters cubed. Then you start by 900. How didn't you find it in order for you to be telling us that a particular weir or dam was going to collect that amount of money, but rather that amount of water, but it was going to cost the county this much in terms of money? So this I find sometimes, Madam Speaker, some of these reports are brought here so that they either keep us busy when you have no business, or I don't know what action actually is expected of us. I would say, for Mua, I am really embarrassed about this report. I would say the department has performed very poorly, and I want to remind the House, this is the infamous department. This is the infamous department that is known to have undertaken drilling or desilting of dams during the rain seasons last year. And this is the same infamous department that is in record as having carried bags and tons of fish. I don't know whether they're fingerlings or not, to put in dams during that time. I still wonder, have then those fish grown? We have never seen that fish. There was a lot of excitement about fish being put in these pods here and these dams here. And I keep on asking myself, 1 year or 2 years down the line, has in this fish grown enough to be for us to be able to do some fishing or some harvesting? Because I've not seen the department happy as they were when they are trying to deposit these small things there. I've never seen. And again, Madam Speaker, I even asked him today before we came here over tea time. I asked Mr. Chairman, are you going to deny that you host fish? And when you ask you a question about who is the owner of fish, he told me it's Honorable Mbova. Honorable Mbova is not here, he's the chairman of agriculture. But I told him that fish and water coexist. A fish home is the water. So you'll be telling us how much fish do you still host in this kind of dams that you are telling us? Madam Speaker, I rest my case there. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Members, I just want to remind you that this is the arm of government that is supposed to be oversighting. And when we relent or we relax on our duty, that is why we are getting such shoddy kind of reports from the departments in the executive. When I look at the reports and find that they are very shoddy, I realize that that committee is incapable of dealing with that particular item. I form an ad hoc committee to do the work, and members just say that I'm not doing the right thing. I'm here to do the work for the benefit of people of Machakos, and that is my mission here. And I will continue doing my work in the right way, so long as it is the right thing to do, to oversight the executive. And that is why we are here. Members, if you are ready, we work, let's work. Otherwise, don't blame me for things that I am doing in the right way, especially things like this one. This is really a very shoddy report, and it should just be shut down by this House. That is the direction you should be taking. Don't ask me questions, Honorable Ngunga, what am I supposed to do? You're supposed to shoot down the report, because it is a shoddy report. But that was just some commercial break. Let's proceed. Honorable Minority Leader, Honorable Johanna, Honorable Mwanga, Honorable Majority Leader, Majority Leader.
Thank you,
Yes,
Madam
Madam
Speaker.
Yes, Madam Speaker.
Thank you,
Okay,
Honorable
I
Speaker.
saw you looking at me. I thought you also wanted to say something.
No, I'll say something.
Oh, you
Of,
will.
of course, the chairman has done a good job with the report. The chairman, yes.
That's okay. All right. Have a seat, Honorable Majority. Proceed, Minority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. It is an interesting time for Machakos people, Madam Speaker, because the question I was asking myself, Madam Speaker, if it is right for a committee to bring a report to the House and openly, even before providing the highlights, the chair had already declared that as a committee, they were not satisfied with the report, So, Madam Speaker, I was wondering why would a committee, if it is not satisfied, it should have dug further and get clear details on what really transpired.
Point of
But,
order,
Madam Speaker,
Madam Speaker, point of order.
based on what they have brought, Madam Speaker, I just want to take us to,
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Madam
the-
Speaker,
And you must quote the
which point of order is he on?
Point of order, statement of facts. Standing
Which
order
is
number
standing
70.
order, Madam Speaker?
He will say.
Because he
Standing order
can't
number
just
78.
stop, eh?
Statement of facts, standing order number 78. Madam Speaker,
Order number.
Madam Speaker, Madam Speaker, I listened to the report. 87, sorry, 87. Sorry. Mheshimiwa Mwanga, you realize you are a ranking member, and I keep learning from you, and thank you for correcting me.
87.
Madam Speaker, I have listened to the report.
Okay.
I have listened to the report,
Yes.
and I have not heard anywhere where the committee have said they are not satisfied with their, Madam Speaker, with their own report. I've only heard them severally say they are not satisfied with some of the works done, not with their report. For example, through the Speaker, the Chai Dam, they have said they are not satisfied with the works. But I have not read in the report that the committee has said they are not satisfied with their own report.
Okay.
And I want to be told where they have said that. I want to be shown in the report. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Okay. It's noted. Proceed. Honorable
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Majority.
That is the
Minority.
disadvantage.
And then, if it
When,
is not
when you
mentioned,
come in
listen
late-
to me, Honorable Minority. If it is not mentioned that they are dissatisfied with their own report, and it is they are dissatisfied with some work, then let's just look at it that way. Okay.
Madam Speaker, I was just quoting the words of the chair when he started presenting before the majority leader came in. He made that comment, so he should be careful the word he uses, because English sometimes can be a challenge. The chair might have wanted to give a different meaning, but use the wrong words. But indeed said that before you came in, Majority Leader. But back to the report, Madam Speaker, on the issue of dams, I just wanted to be specific on Kinani Ward. Madam Speaker, there dam number 3, I've seen it named Silanga Ile, and it is indicated it's in Mavoko, Kinani Ward, and it is indicated as completed. But Madam Speaker, for record, we don't have such dam in any part of Kinani Ward. So, Madam Speaker, I would like the committee to clarify and probably tag me along for a site visit so that they can show me this new dam that is within my ward. The other dam is the item number 7.
What is the name of the dam?
It's called Silanga Ile,
Okay.
and we don't have such in Kinania Ward.
I've seen it. I've seen it. Thank you.
Then on the same list, number 7, Madam Speaker, there is a dam indicated as Kwa Musungu, Mavoko, in Kinani Ward. Madam Speaker, I also want to confirm that we don't have such dam. And Madam Speaker, I'm on record. I sought a statement last year on this house seeking details and clarity of where this dam is. And it had been indicated that a total of 7 million was paid for the same. And Madam Speaker, as earlier, the way the Deputy Minority Leader had indicated, let's not just be given blog figures. When you say that 39 million was spent, we want to see a clear breakdown of how much was spent for each project. So that is the only way, Madam Speaker, we can tell whether we are getting value for the work. And Madam Speaker, it's very funny because on the report, the actual dam that was done in Kinani Ward is Kwetumbe, and the contractor only came there for 3 hours, and they have never come back again. And when we met some followers, we were assured that the following financial year, the contractor will come back and do the work. But Madam Speaker, to date, nothing has been done, and the concerned party, I'm not very sure whether they were paid. So we also want the committee to bring a report to us and indicate this is the amount of funds that were allocated for this project. They were not done. Was the contractor paid? Because we can't continue losing money as a county, yet the people and the residents of Machakos are not getting an equivalent value for money. Because, Madam Speaker, as we talk today, the people who get water from Kwetumbe Dam, they are still suffering. But somebody was paid money. And Madam Speaker, what happened? The PMC that was supposed to oversee the project, they were bribed. They were given 2,000 shillings by the engineer who was in charge. And they were coerced to sign the PMC report with a promise that they should not worry that the contractor is going to come back immediately rains go. 3 years down the line, nothing has never been done. So, Madam Speaker, we just want to be realistic. And, Madam Speaker, those who still think it is business as usual that they can just bring reports here for questions to be put up so that we can adopt, Madam Speaker, they must wake up, because times have changed. And if we are going to oversight, if we are going to review these reports, Madam Speaker, let it happen within the premises of this assembly. We should not have people, because I'm afraid the Deputy Speaker might already be doing a presser saying that the report is not correct. So, like it happened last time. So, Madam Speaker, if people want to debate, let the debate happen within the confines of this chamber, because this is where we are supposed to oversight. Because, Madam Speaker, it doesn't make sense when an elected member, somebody who is supposed to oversight, takes a reverse role and becomes the spokesman for the executive on radio and even on presses, trying to justify that whatever the executive is giving is not correct and they have the correct version. So they might as well resign and go and apply for those positions so that we can be inviting them to provide that clarity to the committees. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Honorable Johanna.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I appreciate the report by the Committee of Water and Irrigation. And Madam Speaker, my concern is that during the RRI program, a dam was done in Mutituni, Gelani Ward, Kwa Mutaki Dam, and as given in the recommendations, I would have expected that the recommendations could be implemented because I have had about 3 cases in that same dam because it was not fenced, and 3 deaths have occurred in that dam, and that would continue to pose a threat in future, because water is meant to give us life, not to take away life. Madam Speaker, I have just been comparing the program or the projects which were done under the RRI program, where rapid is a quick win or results we achieve within a short period. In our case, it was the first 100 days. And my interpretation for the opposite of the rapid would be either sluggish or slow motion. Madam Speaker, when I looked at what was done under the RRI program, about 14 dams were done. And Madam Speaker, from the results, the total budget for the 14 dams was amounting to, the expenditure was amounting to 12 million for the 14 dams. And the works was desilting without fencing. Madam Speaker, I went ahead to compare the rapid and the sluggish, where now we decided to now take up other projects like sorry. Sorry, Madam Speaker, I think somebody be having the hard copy. Yes, Madam Speaker, I've just said we spent 12,091,470 to do 14 dams under the RRI program. Madam Speaker, when now we embarked to do now the other projects using a similar, though a more slow pace, one dam by the name Ivovoini Dam in Mudwani Ward, whose capacity was 24 cubic meters, 24,000 cubic meters. The cost was 9,130,950. Scope of works was mobilization, writing a signpost, marking. To me, the setting out is the marking where the area of the dam would occupy, and then desilting. Simple mathematics of just mobilizing, writing a signage, setting out, and then desilting, consuming a budget of 9 million. When 14 dams of a capacity of 107,000 cubic meters took 12 million. The scope of works, there is nothing technical here, is just desilting, just as it happened on the 14 dams. We want to ask ourselves which approach would have helped this county. Is it just desilting one with 9 million, or desilting 14 with 12 million? Another project by the name Kwamutu Earth Dam in Mwala, again the scope of work was mobilization, signage, setting out, and desilting. Again, the capacity 33,000 cubic meters. When the 14, whose capacity was 107,000 cubic meters, took 12 million, this one took 9,630,500. Is there value for money? Is that the approach we would wish to use as a county? Is the RRI helping the county, or is it now what we are now calling now the real business now, the projects? Because if this one was a quick win, why does it appear like we did a lot with a very little budget within 100 days, and then we now here seem to be doing very little one project, consuming a lot of money with a similar scope of works? So, Madam Speaker, I agree with the committee that when they say they were not satisfied by the works because mathematics is able to tell, maths is able to tell that surely anybody would be dissatisfied with that, with the approach, or rather with the way those works were done. So, Madam Speaker, I am here to support the committee in disagreeing with how these works were done, and also how the value of money could not be, it could not be justified that there was value for money in the projects which have just been read to us by the Chair Water. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Johanna. I think at this point I'd like to call upon Honorable Majority Leader. Okay. Allow him to go before you. Thank you.
And Madam Speaker, I think it is good. Thank you, Madam Speaker, for catching my eye. Madam Speaker, I want to start by thanking the Chair Water and his members. One, for agreeing with some members on what we have been saying or what we have been raising about the Department of Water. Madam Speaker, it is not ironical that the Chair is agreeing that the department did shoddy works, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, the Commissioner, Honorable Joanna Munyao, has zeroed on this Ivovwani Dam, which consumed 9 million. And the capacity, the presumed capacity of water, if it had rained well, is much less than other dams which would have higher capacity than Ivopwani. Madam Speaker, without much ado, this report is a replica and a testimony on what is happening in our department. Madam Speaker, this morning, when I raised to respond, not to comment on the response which was given about the statement I had sought on boards in my ward, I did not say much. I was waiting to contribute on this report. I was sparing my energy. Madam Speaker, one thing I want to say, we are in the 3rd year. And this government has been supported by majority of members of this House. But now time has come for members to realize that they were sent to this honorable House to come and protect the interests of the electorate. Madam Speaker, when one steals money meant for water, they are not just stealing money, Madam Speaker. They are taking away monies meant for protection from diseases, Madam Speaker. Anyone stealing money or funds meant for water, they are not leaving our mothers from walking long distances in search of water. Neither are they protecting our farmers who should be using or utilizing water from bores or from dams. Madam Speaker, I want to say this. A stomach can hunger and endure, but you cannot endure that city. That city kills and brings about diseases. Madam Speaker, I want to say this to any member in this House who thinks that when we speak against the government, we are just fighting somebody. We do not fight anybody. Stealing monies meant for water, straight away we cannot say anybody stealing is a thief, but it's a murderer. Starting from the top downwards. And if we have any members, you will stand in this before this house and stand defending the house from this report. They are compliances of the same, and we can say they are also murderers. Madam Speaker, we cannot be apportioning. We cannot be just sitting here and apportioning budget for water and that the executive is not doing anything down there. And Madam Speaker, I thank God because now it is dawning on these members that soon we are going to face the electorate. And nowhere one will say, I was representing you. I walked all over the county following Her Excellency, supporting her, but you will tell your people what that government did. Woe unto those who have been saying, this is what I have done. That time, when that time comes, Her Excellency will be saying, I brought you this project, and you will be nowhere to say you are part of that project. Madam Speaker, I think this report, with what the chair has tabled, should go the way the Environment Committee went. We need an ad hoc to do further investigation on the same. Madam Speaker, I do stand with the chair and the committee to say funds were stolen. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I see the passion with which members feel about this report. But as I said earlier, the committee does not disagree with the report. It only disagrees with some works. And I hope the chairman will clarify that they brought this report in the House for two things, either for adoption or it not to be adopted. I think those are the standing orders. It is not, the chairman is not requesting that an ad hoc committee be formed to help with the works. He's only asking the House either to approve or adopt the report or not. And I think it is wrong for the honorable ranking member to purport to advise the speaker on the way to go. Having said that, I want to thank the committee for a very good report. Why do I say it is a good report? It is a good report in this sense, Madam Speaker. I have never had another committee, go to the specifics of some project. And if you look at the report, the committee agrees that some works were done poorly. But on other projects, they are saying the work was done to satisfactory. So you cannot condemn the whole report because some works were done poorly. So in my opinion, further investigation needs to be done on works that were not properly done, and not to condemn the whole report. I know it is asking too much of the committee to start calculating value for money vis-a-vis a specific project. I know we have other sectoral and standing committees that would be better placed to look at the question of value for money, like the Public Account and Investment Committee would be a very good committee to see whether the amount of money that was spent really corresponds to the service that was offered. I looked at the recommendation of the committee on the question of dams having been done in private land. I would request that the committee, of course, if the speaker allows, to really probe that matter, because it is not good or it is not prudent to use public funds on private land if there is a very clear understanding of what is going to happen after the project is completed. Is it a public-private partnership? Is it a franchise? We need to probe further so that we ensure that access is available even if the land is private, and there has to be some form of agreement. I hope, Madam Speaker, you will direct the committee to do so. On the issue of, I hear the ranking member for Mutituni talk about 14 dams and 12 million, 9 million and 1 dam and 12 million. I also know that geographically, the terrain of Machakos County is very different. You would find a dam that even could cost, 1 dam could cost 20 million because of the terrain. Yatta is very, if you look at the terrain of Yatta compared to the terrain of Mua, or of Machakos, for example, you will realize Yatta is very rocky. And that would call for mobilization of more funds, mobilization of more, machinery, as opposed to a place like Kadhiani where the soil is very loose. So we must look at it holistically to understand why this amount of money was spent on this specific project and not those other projects. I wish, Madam Speaker, to again applaud the committee for being honest, for exercising their oversight in a honest way, pointing out where works were done properly and also pointing out where works were not done properly. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. I just want to hear from you members. A situation like this where we have some dissatisfaction, especially what Majority Leader has just pointed out. How do we go about this particular motion? Honorable members, I posed a question. Honorable Majority.
Speaker, I would propose that on the questions that are not well answered or satisfactory, I heard the minorities leader said, requesting that if you give the direction that the report be taken back to the committee, when they are going to Kinania, because he's disputed that there are no dams in Kinania, that the committee chair be accompanied by specific members to those sites so that they bring a more clearer information, including the department, so that they do specific site visits. So I would wish that if this House doesn't adopt the report, it goes back to the committee for thorough works to be done. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
I didn't want to get to the point of adopting it because we already have identified issues. So that's why I posed the question back to you, members. Honorable Motia, Honorable Ndwiki, Honorable Katit. Honorable Mwanga, you wanted to say something? And I believe it is not on the question that I have posed. Okay.
Thank you.
Proceed.
Honorable Speaker, since we are not debating the report, but I would recommend, and strongly so, that the committee should, this report should be referred back to the committee to identify specific issues and to recommend specific actions. As it is now, when you read the recommendations by the committee, they are futuristic. They are not specific to the issues they observed. As a matter of fact, the observations of the committee tend to differ with the recommendations of the committee. So basically, we should allow them to go back and single out the specific areas which they themselves felt they were insufficient, and what they picked from what members had said, and provide a way forward, a specific recommendation. Because, for example, when they say that some works were not well done, we need to see from the recommendation, what are they recommending concerning that particular work which was not well done. Instead of them appearing to provide a general recommendation for future works, what they should have provided is specific recommendations for specific works. So we need to tell them to go back and bring to us clear recommendations, and also engage the members of those particular wards where these projects were done, so that they accompany them. And thereafter also, they need to provide to us the budgetary allocation, especially for the RRI project. They only say they have done this volume of excavation, but they have not attached the cost therein. So I would say they need to go back and provide specific actions for specific issues. Thank you.
Honorable Ndwiki.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Speaker. My name is Daniel Ndwiki, MCA, Syokimau Mlolongo Ward. Madam Speaker, as I went through the report, as many honorable members have commented that the report has good side of it and the bad side of it. And Madam Speaker, because we cannot separate the good part and the bad part of the report, because it's a one report, there is no way we can adopt half of it and reject half of it. So, Madam Speaker, I wish that an action to be taken for the whole report, because you cannot separate it and have a report A and a report B. So I want to concur with my honorable fellow honorable members that the reporting to go back to the committee, and the committee should be very keen. Madam Speaker, and this is not the first time we are receiving reports here which are not clear, which even the committee chairs cannot substitute some important matters in the report. I'm also a chairman, and Madam Speaker, I wish all as chairs and as committees we wake up and we give clear reports, because we need to be clear to our people, because they are watching us, Madam. Yes, they are watching us. We don't want general things, this and this, blah, blah, blah. Then we just wish it away.
Yes.
We should be specific, and we say this is good and this is bad, and this should be good when it's done like this and this and that. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Honorable Mwanga, identified you, Honorable.
Yes, next. Katiti is next.
Mheshimiwa Katiti.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm of,
The issue of
yes. That is why I'm on my feet for a second time.
yes.
Madam Speaker, I'm of a different opinion. I'm not of the opinion that this report goes back to the committee, because I wonder what new the committee will add to the report. Madam Speaker, when the committee was given the report by the department, they even had time to have site visits, and we have an extra there and the photographs of them. They visited these dams. So I wonder what they will be going back to do, because they will bring the same report. Madam Speaker, I'm of the opinion that we come up with an ad hoc committee to do thorough investigation on the issues which have been raised by these members. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Honorable Katiti, please. Then Honorable Joanna. Mheshimiwa
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Majority Leader. We end with you. Proceed.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I would wish to...
Screens have gone black. The screens have gone black. Not all of them, huh? One. Okay, proceed.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I would wish that to recommend that we should go to the way of the ad hoc committee, because one of the issues that I'm be concerned with is about the Kwamwange Dam that was disputed in Mudedene Dam under the RRA program. A big heap of soil was left in the main wrist of the dam, yet it is sent as completed. So I would request that ad hoc committee should be formed so that they can do further investigation and start with the Kwamwange Dam, so that they can
they can know exactly what's happening and what went wrong and the status of the dam as it is now. So my proposal is that you form an ad hoc committee. Thank you.
Honorable Joanna.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. When the chair was reading the report in the executive summary, the report says that the committee undertook a comprehensive evaluation of the Department of Water's performance. It goes ahead to say that this involved reviewing the department's quarterly reports, engaging with key officials, and conducting site visits to assess the progress of the ongoing projects. So I think the committee was able to do all what a committee is supposed to do in order to table a report before this House. My majority leader has at some point said that maybe the mathematics I was trying to present, the differences could have arose from the geographical location of the dam. Maybe, Madam Speaker, I would request when the mover will be replying, because they went to site, to maybe also shed some light whether that was a factor which could have brought such a difference in terms of the budget or the costs incurred in doing 14 dams at 12 million and one dam at 9 million. Thank you, Madam Speaker. I support an ad hoc committee because I am sure they did their best and we appreciate what they did.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Honorable Majority and Honorable...
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I wish to say that I think the Honorable Ranking Member, Mheshimiwa Mwanga, talks of what will the committee do more. I will say this. Before the report was brought to this House, that is the best the committee could have done. And the report was brought to this House, and members have had an opportunity to debate the report. And based on what they have said, I'm sure the chairman and his committee are more enriched to bring even a better report. So I would support abundance of caution. Out of abundance of caution, we may become an assembly of forming ad hoc committees while we have sectoral and standing committees of the assembly. I would wish that the report be brought back to the committee, and if the House is not satisfied, then we can try another route. But just the first attempt to bring a good report, and then we are rushing to an ad hoc committee. We are going to kill committees, Madam Speaker. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Honorable Felix Ngui was next, and then maybe you can say something.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, on the matter that you have just raised about the report is not being adopted by the House, what we are supposed to do, Madam Speaker, I want to say that...
I did not say that.
Okay, your question was...
I posed a question and
yes.
said, what do we do
exactly,
with
yes.
this report?
Exactly, that is what you said, yeah. So I want just to go straight to that. I will not be go through details of the report, okay, because I've been able to go through the report as the chair water was reading it, and I realized that there are a lot of details that are missing. For example, I represent the people of Katangi Ward, and there's a dam that is mentioned here called Mekilingi. The report does not show how much money was paid for this dam. The report does not show the quantity of work that was done. So I feel that the report is half-baked. And I still have faith with the chairman of the committee, together with the members, that they can be able to do more. They should be able to go back to the committee. And because this committee has been given powers to investigate, because of the committee of the assembly, they go and do thorough investigations on those dams, how much they were costing, how much was the budget, how much was paid, what are the status of the dam at the moment, and the balls and so forth. So, Madam Speaker, I want to support the members who have said that this report should go back to the committee, and the committee should work day and night and be given timeline to report back to this house within the shortest time possible. Then when they come back here and we are not satisfied, then now we can look for another route. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Member.
I just wanted to point out something that is, it is.
Of course, that is with my permission because you have already
Yes,
spoken.
yes,
on
yes.
this matter.
I had requested
Proceed.
that. I just wanted to draw our attention to the standing orders, especially 163A, in regards to ad hoc committees. And number 2 does recommend or state that a notice of motion for the establishment of an ad hoc committee. Looking at those wordings, it means now an ad hoc committee cannot just be a suggestion during debate. I feel if we go that route of when I am debating, I suggest an ad hoc committee, and then it becomes an official action, we might be offending those provisions. I think what we have said in regards to having more details, and when you look at number 1, it says that as a resolution establishing an ad hoc committee for purpose of inquiring into a matter or matters specified. So we have to have a very specific resolution that is being recommended to an ad hoc committee. So now that we have the committee that has not yet proved to be incompetent to that level of substituting it with another committee, I thought for the prudence of order, we need to give them that benefit and present to us a report that abides with our expectation, putting into consideration what members have raised.
Thank you, Honorable Member. I take cognizance of your point. Of course, when I formed the ad hoc committee, I had interacted with those provisions, so I am quite equipped with the knowledge of those provisions. And that is why I directed that we have to sit down as a House Business Committee and ballot for that notice of motion. So, to the extent that provisions are not followed, I can tell you they are adequately followed. But that is not the direction we are going to take with this particular document, with this particular motion, because we have had, I've listened to your words. Oh, you wanted to say something? Majority? I wanted to make the ruling. Yeah, but before I do that, just proceed and say what you wanted to say.
Madam Speaker, he's the majority leader, but I think it's a good prophecy. I might be the majority leader at the national government. Come
I said
20
majority leader.
Yes, but it's a good prophecy. So my brother should not be aggrieved. It is prophetic of things to come. On the issue of the direction we should take, Madam Speaker, because the committee has tried, I'm in support that we give them a second chance so that they can go and look, because the debaters and the members who have spoken have highlighted the specific issues that they want addressed, like the case for the dams that are not clear where they're on the ground. I think it's something that the committee can go back and do and bring a report. And Madam Speaker, what we'll recommend is that they take the shortest time possible, because taking the report back to them, it means that as a house we cannot discuss the 2023-2024 report, 2024-2025 before we finalize on this one. So they should take the shortest time possible and probably do a thorough work. Failure to which, if they are not able to bring a satisfactory report, then at that point we might consider other options or other alternative solution mechanism. Thank you.
Thank you, honorable members. Let us make a resolution on this matter. And this is the resolution we have made, that this particular motion is going to be referred back to the Committee on Environment. What is the name of the committee? Water and Irrigation, for them to look into the specific recommendations that were made, to look also to the works that were not well done, to look into that futuristic different wards where issues have been mentioned that works have not been done well, and also where some dams that have been mentioned belonging to those wards and are not there. So it is important that while they are doing that, they engage the representatives of those wards. Issues of budgetary allocations, please don't fail to look at them. Some cost is so high, look at it, and then provide action for specific issues. So we are not going to take the direction of ad hoc committee. We will give them an opportunity, that is the Committee on Water and Irrigation, to go and do thorough work, do it in the shortest time possible. And we don't want to do your work, Committee on Water and Irrigation. We want you to do the work. Because when we sit here and listen to a report like this one, which is half-baked, and I'm quoting the words of Honorable Felix Ngui, half-baked, we don't want to do your work. Committee chairperson, I'm addressing you and your committee. Please look into it, that do thorough work, so that we don't keep. I believe the one that has been taken by ad hoc committee is still your. Is it your report, or it is not yours? Okay, I'm sorry, I confused the two committees. Yeah, so go do your work very well. Report in the shortest time possible. How much time do you want? Would 2 weeks be sufficient? How many days? 21 days. 21 days. Then you have been granted 21 days to come up with a better report and present it before this House. Thank you very much, honorable members, for that well-articulated decision you have made to this day, today. The House adjourns to Tuesday, 11th November 2025 and resume at 2:30 p.m. today. 2:30. It is already 1:30. So what time do you? It's okay. Let's resume at 2:30 then. Thank you.